When is the next Bitcoin bull run going to start? This is a burning question that many of you have been asking. Smash the like button, click the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, because here in this video, friend of the channel and I, Jerry Banfield, are going to be answering that exact question. So, Jerry, I'm going to give it right over to you here, but please understand that we're not financial advisors. We're just YouTubers. And full disclosure, we do hold some of the cryptocurrency assets that we speak about in this video. But when is the next bull market going to start? It seems like it's been forever since we've seen some green candles. And I know a lot of people are getting a little antsy. So what is your answer to when you believe the next bull run is actually going to start, or has it already started?
If history repeats itself, the bull run is going to start somewhere in the next 6 months to a year. And now are those dream buy prices that everyone's looking for. It could potentially start sooner than that. If we get an approval on the Bitcoin ETF, the price might go absolutely nuts after that. And there could be other positive things that could happen for crypto generally, such as regulatory clarity. And what's unlike a lot of other cycles is the US dollar worldwide is losing its status as a reserve currency, which makes crypto much, much more attractive. So to me, now is one of the last chances to grab things like Bitcoin and some of these altcoins super cheap, because any day things could start running off ETFs if people think they're going to be approved or word gets out, could get front run. But to me, worst case scenario, we have to wait about 12 months and it's sideways and down and up just a little bit. Joe, when do you think we're going to kick off into the next bull run?
Well, Jerry, I think for Bitcoin, we've actually already started the bull run. And I believe still that the bottom was in all the way back at 15,700 approximately in November of 2022. That to me marked the bottom. Now, what I'm anticipating happening in the next 6 to 12 months is that we could see down a little bit more if we break these support levels. And then eventually, right before the halving, we typically see moving back towards the upside. And then after the halving, we kind of see this like sell the news, like a buy the rumor, sell the news. That's just what's happened in the past. Again, this is just pure speculation. After the halving, that's when the bull market really, really goes parabolic. You can see here back in 2020, this was when the Bitcoin halving was. Then we absolutely went parabolic all the way to new all-time highs. So if you're looking for new all-time highs for Bitcoin, I believe that it's going to happen within the next year and a half, 2 years. That puts us right around the midpoint or the end point of 2025. The reason why I'm getting that as well is because if we take a chart here and you look at, well, when is the Bitcoin halving anticipated to be? It is anticipated to be in April. So right here is March, approximately April, according to the chart. So if we just draw this straight up, this will be when the Bitcoin halving is going to be. Now, typically, we see a run up before the halving. So maybe everyone front ran that already. And that's where we got our $32,000 move. And now we're retracing into the halving. And then maybe after that, we'll go absolutely parabolic, just like the last times. Now, this typically happens for a few different reasons. The first reason that I believe the bull market for Bitcoin has already started, and I'm going to talk about altcoins in just a second, is because we've already seen the lows. Now, anything can happen, because if you go back and look what happened with the zombie virus, we had a huge capitulation all the way back down to approximate lows. It did not go to make new lows. And that was your last big buying opportunity right around the 3,800 mark. The entire market was down 40 to 50%, even 60% in some of the coins. And that was literally like your last chance before things went absolutely crazy parabolic. Now, will we see something like that happen again? Well, no one can predict that. So I think it's always important that you have money on the side and you have money invested in crypto, because like you said, Jerry, you never know when this thing could absolutely take off like a rocket ship, and you never know when it could plummet to zero. And well, let's hope it doesn't do that officially. I think it will plummet. And if it does plummet, it's not going to go to zero, especially Bitcoin. After the halving is when we start seeing things go parabolic. Now, how about those altcoins? Well, the altcoins typically go parabolic about 30 to 60 days after Bitcoin makes its all-time highs. And of course, if Bitcoin is running up, altcoins will continuously run up as well. So for altcoins, I believe you have even more time, because Bitcoin right now could trade sideways, could go lower in the next 3 to 6 months into the halving. And then after that is when we can start seeing Bitcoin really take the lead back again, really establishing some faith with people, and then getting above that $32,000. This was that major line in the sand. So right now, altcoins, they could continue to bleed 30, 40, 50, even 60 to 70% in some of these. You could see Ethereum, I believe, back under $1,000. That sounds crazy, but I would not be surprised to see that in the next 3 to 6 months. I'm not hoping for it, but I'm preparing for it just in case it does happen. And I'm also preparing for a lot of these other altcoins to go another 40 to 50% down just in case it does happen. But right now, I want to emphasize, even if the altcoins do go down 30, 40, 50%, you're still getting insane discounts compared to what you were getting just a few years ago in the last bull market. I remember Ethereum was at like $5,000. Today it's at $1,500. You had Chainlink up at $50. Today it's at $6. You had altcoins like Dogecoin even up at 72 cents. It's at 6 cents today. So everything still to me is very cheap. It could be cheaper. What I'm thinking is going to happen is what's happened typically in the past. There's always some narrative that at the right place, at the right time comes out so that retail people end up seeing it. They go, oh, it gives them confidence, and the green candles come in, and then all of that rinses and repeats itself. But to me, the charts don't lie. So keep paying attention to the charts, keep paying attention to, everything that's happening in the world as well. But that's when I believe the next bull market is really going to kick off. Now, Jerry, is there anything else that I said? Talk to us about altcoins. When do you think altcoins are going to really start popping off? And is there going to be another altcoin season in the future?
I think there's definitely an opportunity for another altcoin season. But what we've got this time versus last time is there's so many more altcoins. And there's a lot of the old ones still around. Plus, there's all these new ones. It's more complicated and competitive than ever. So I think just as last time, there were only like 5 or so altcoins that absolutely destroyed and got any kind of lasting returns. I think it's more important than ever to compare your altcoins to each other and to try and see like which of these can hold up for more than one cycle. Because yes, you could get some big gains on something, but I've learned in 9 years in crypto and consistent profits to look at which altcoins can I hold for multiple cycles? Because if you don't exit at the exact top and you get stuck holding, then you may be buying something today and it's still the same price in 4 years. That's not ideal. And even if you buy something that you end up having to cash out at the top, you're going to get wrecked in taxes and only be able to buy back in unless you're in Puerto Rico like Joe Parys or somewhere where you don't have to pay taxes. So to me, the ideal strategy is to pick altcoins that are never going to see the prices they're at again today, that have really strong potential. And sure, be prepared to take some profits out, but ideally, you really want to be in for that next bull run 6 years from now. The ideal strategy is to be having some altcoins in your bag that are not just one cycle pump and dumps. You want to have some altcoins that are going to go to distance for multiple cycles, that are never going to reach the prices they're at today again, and that will give you that life-changing wealth, and ideally that you don't get wrecked paying taxes to have to sell all your bag at the end of this bull market.
Well, Jerry, I'm so glad that you mentioned altcoins, because today the altcoin market is even harder to navigate than ever before. And you can study this and have an edge in the market. And we're going to be talking even more about altcoins on this channel, because I believe that what you're saying, while it's true, there's not going to be those life-changing potential gains unless you're willing to take those risks. So most people who are watching this channel probably have a few $1,000s maybe to invest in, cryptocurrency, and they're looking to actually build a life-changing portfolio. In order to do so, you will have to take risks. Now, we're not telling you to take the risk. We're just telling you that that's what's going to have to happen. Because if you buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe you'll get a 4 or 5x, and that would be fantastic. But if that's $1,000 into 5,000, you're not driving away in a Lambo, and you're not, buying a mansion with that. But if you were to find, altcoins that do 1,000x, 10,000x, like some of these coins have done, that takes an incredible amount of research, study, as well as risk. And I want to also mention that if I were to say back to myself from the last cycle with altcoins, what would I do? I would sell all of them. Here's why. Even Ethereum as an altcoin, and even Bitcoin. If you can find and try to time out when they're at new all-time highs and things are going crazy, I would sell everything. And the reason why I would sell everything is because you're going to get better prices in the future no matter what. It doesn't matter how good the altcoin is. There's going to be a chance for you to most likely buy lower again. Now, there's always risk to doing that, and people don't like to do that because they don't want to get left behind. But truthfully, I believe there is a time to sell the cryptocurrency assets because you get to accumulate so much more and you actually want to get out of those. Now, whether you get out of those assets and you get into Bitcoin, that's a completely different game as well. So let's say, you buy a cryptocurrency, altcoin that goes up 10x, and then you exit your position and you put it into Bitcoin and you're ultimately just trying to gain as much Bitcoin as possible. That to me could be an ideal situation as well. That way you're never out of the market in case Bitcoin does something crazy, and then you ultimately catch all of those gains. And then also there's not as much risk. So if you want even more of these strategies, and also the ultimate strategy that took me from zero to millionaire in crypto, click the links down below, join us in VIP, because in my online course, I have a system, a strategy that teaches you exactly what I've done. I make you no promises of gains and or losses. I just show you what I've done and what many of my other students have been able to do using this system. So if you are interested in that, this is a limited time offer. So click the links down below. And Jerry, thank you so much for being back here. We can't wait to see each and every one of you in our next lessons. So stay tuned.